I'm going to demonstrate my OneLight Mini Studio, taking pictures of small objects. I've got two cameras here that I need to get some photos of to put on my website. So those are my models. I've got the camera that I'm going to use today. It's a Nikon D70S. I have a manual focus 55mm micro AI lens. We'll be doing everything in all manual. We need the floor and the backdrop. You need an umbrella, a light stand. You can also use a tripod. Use this Big Bogan tripod several times. It works well. I also have a very small, lightweight, cheap tripod from Walmart. It works fine for this. Costs like $14. I keep this around for little projects. To mount on our light stand, we need a flash umbrella bracket, similar to this. It mounts on this post, tightens up. This adapter goes into the hot shoe or the stand for the flash. We need a flash. I'm using a Nikon SB80DX. It's an old one that I've had for years and years. The automatic functions don't work well on the new cameras, but it does have a optical slave sensor right here, so that makes it work really well for these applications. Make sure you lock it in place. You don't want it to fall apart on you. Tighten that, tighten this one. Everything's good and solid. You need an umbrella to shoot through. You don't have to use an umbrella. The very first light diffuser I ever used was a sheet hung from a broomstick that I supported with a ladder and a bucket of gravel. You can also use this trick if you're shooting portraits and you don't want direct flash. This will bounce off a low ceiling and give you much more flattering light if you're shooting pictures of people. We're going to put this is just cardstock poster board. There's our bottom. The back and the wall are just two pieces that I've taped together. They'll stand up here just like that. We'll have enough light that these seams will be blown out. If there is any seams showing, you might need to fix them in Photoshop with a healing brush or a clone tool. Either one, it doesn't matter. We want to adjust our light so that it's going down at about a 45-degree angle. And we want it at about 45 degrees to our item. First thing we'll take a picture of is this Nikon N90S. So we'll just set it there. We turn the flash on. This one has been used. Last time I had it set at 1/8 of a power. On our camera, we're all in manual mode, and I'm going to set the camera flash, make sure it's in manual mode. I don't need full power, so I'm going to save battery. I'm going to go down to a 1/16. That's as low as this camera will go. And we'll take a test shot. We look at the histogram and we go, that's pretty dark. I do want my speed up as high as it'll go. Looking at my f-stop, I'm at 16. So let's take it down to 11. I want some pretty good depth of field on this. So I'm going to bump my power on this one up to 1/4. Actually, let's take it up to half and see what happens. Oops, there's one. That looks pretty good. Now we take it to where we show, and I want that background totally washed out, so I want more light than that. I'm going to have to take it down another f-stop to 8. There we go, nice and bright. And when we turn it to where it shows me what's washed out, everything there is washed out. Any white that's showing around the camera is going to be a shadow on the base of the picture, and that kind of gives you some depth and some dimension. So that's where we're going to go. I'm going to leave the camera or the speed light set at half power. I'm going to leave the camera set at f8. My shutter speed's at 1/500th of a second. I like to go as fast as possible. That way this incandescent, and I've got a fluorescent over there, mix don't show up at all in the picture and don't have any effect. Now I'm going to show you a little trick that most of you probably are not aware of. The little totally automatic cameras that you cannot adjust anything on, or you can't adjust the flash. It has to have a manual setting so that you can adjust our settings. And that one I had my ISO at 200. I'm going to leave this one at 400 so that I can take this up to 8. We'll turn this up as fast as it'll go, 1,000th. Excellent. Now, and I'm just going to block with my hand this to show you. You saw the flash go off twice. There's something that most people are not aware of. When these cameras, any camera that's in automatic flash, when it goes off, it fires a pre-flash, it measures all the light and adjusts for the real flash, it sends the real flash off and takes the picture. When you're using a speed light off camera like this, it reads that first flash, it goes off, the camera reads all that light and goes, oh my gosh, you're trying to kill us. It tries to throttle everything down, and you saw the huge lag time between that pre-flash and the second flash. It was almost half a second. In the meantime, if your speed light is turned down to a 1/4 power or an 1/8 power or a 1/16 power, it can regenerate quick enough to fire on that second strobe. So it fires twice, your camera fires twice. If I were using my studio lights, that first flash would set my big studio flash off. It takes 2 seconds to regenerate. It's not going to have enough power to fire again when the second one goes off and do this. So these little speed lights that you can control are a lot better for that aspect. Now to control the light, if we didn't have enough light, I can move this speed light and umbrella closer to my object. If I have too much, I can move it away. We can adjust power with the speed light, and you can adjust your f-stop. So you've got 3 ways to control your exposure. And you want your shutter speed as fast as possible because the strobes all go off quicker than anything else.